Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Young County Commissioners Court setting a regular meeting on February the 26th, 2018. It's 9:31 a.m. Make note that this meeting was posted in the manner and for the time required, that all members of the court are present. If it's convenient, please stand. And I believe Mr. Sykes is opportunity.
Yes, sir. Let us pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you so much for the blessing of moisture that you've bestowed upon this area. Thank you so much for the many blessings that you give us. Forgive us of our faults and not thanking you often enough for those things that we do have. Please help us to make good decisions this morning in this meeting. Help us represent the folks in Young County the way they need to be represented. Thank you for everything you give us. Thank you for our lives, and thank you so much for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Please be seated. Item number 3, public comments, announcements, and presentations. I have on in the non-action box reminder of Masonic Lodge 485 10th annual. All running good.
It's all running good. We're getting a lot of things in. There's a lot of unique items, as we always have. There's not going to be a lot of equipment available. Come down, just walk around, enjoy the day, and visit with folks. The Masonic Lodge appreciates each and every one of you's participation in it. And believe me, those kids that get that money for scholarships certainly do appreciate it also. So thank you.
Make note that there's also the order rescinding as authorized by the Commissioners Court gave me authority to rescind that burn ban if conditions persisted that were relevant to that. Yes, we should. They did. As Commissioner Sykes mentioned, it is fair. We are thankful for that moisture. It was great. It was, it was very much needed and very much appreciated.
And it came very well with the snow on the ground and the way it laid there. Yeah. Was it pretty general all over the county? Yeah, somewhere.
I don't really know what kind of moisture. I think I recorded somewhere between 1.5 inches and 2 inches.
I did 2 at the lake.
Don't know just exactly because of the ice kind of.
Yeah. Kind of skewed that a little bit.
Yeah, skewed the information a little.
Everybody's out ragging today.
But that order is in
Yes, they are. Where's y'all's graders?
Everywhere.
We're sending that, I believe, on the 21st at noon.
Yeah, I had a comment about that. This morning someone asked me, said, my neighbor's burning a brush pile, is that okay? I said, yeah, the judge rescinded that burn ban. So, it's okay.
I think we need to take it
And I'm
off the
like,
webpage.
mention
Is it still on the webpage?
It was Friday.
Yeah, there's another item or two on that webpage that
Needs to be fixed.
And she's done some of it, but I'll make sure she does the burn ban.
Came to the knowledge the other day through a third-party conversation that we were still looking for maintenance person. I don't-
Yeah, so it's been taken off.
That needs to be taken off. Okay, I want to mention last night, the sheriff sponsored a active shooter training at the First Baptist Church, which is very interesting and very informative. It was attended pretty good, and he may want to talk about that. I don't know if you want to say anything about that, Trace?
Sure. It was a lot of people there last night. That was probably the biggest crowd we've had. That was the third one we've done in the last probably, I think, 4 months. Just had a really good turnout, and I think everybody was very receptive to it. So,
Your presenter was Captain Burbick.
Dan Burback,
Dan
he is
Burback.
our reserve here, but he's a captain with the Parkland Hospital. police force there.
Okay, he had that down pat.
He did, he's been doing it since 2004,
Well,
so
had a little difficulty with,
the videos.
some audio equipment and, video equipment, but he went through that without much hesitation at all.
We figured out a lot of it was problems we were having, Channel 3 was there, and it was kind of playing havoc with his
Signals are
video and
conflicting.
audio.
Okay, does anybody else have anything to report?
You know, you think about him being a captain at Parkland, what do you do with that much people at Parkland being as far as the sheriff or deputies? There's over 150 police officers there at Parkland Hospital.
Yeah, they're out there.
He said 160.
Pretty good sized department just at the hospital.
Yeah, and it's what he said, the largest,
I'm sorry.
the many officers they have there at Parkland is the largest in what area?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's big, it's a big hospital district. And he mentioned the number of staff.
Yeah, quite a bit.
150, 160 people.
Okay, any of the attendees out here, do they have anything they would like to announce? Mention? If not, we'll move on to.
I got one, Judge. Canines are back.
Excuse me?
We got the dogs back yesterday, or day before yesterday.
Okay.
We had one that, we got called out last night to Archer County to assist on a vehicle stop. And that canine alerted. They searched the vehicle and found some residue of some methamphetamine, but they also found $5,000 cash and some guns. So it was a very good night for the dog.
That was assisting over in Archer County?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, let's move on to item number 4. On this agenda, find one little error there where we've got January 12th instead of February 12th. So that's considered county clerk's minutes previous meeting. I think that's probably our mistake, and that needs to be altered to February. Also, over on item number 17 of minutes. I think that should read request for proposals instead of bids. Says Commissioner Matt Crook moved to have sealed bids to, I think we discussed that while we did that, we were looking for proposals in lieu of bids, rather. So, we'll get that language corrected. That's the only item that I saw, I think, within the body of the minutes that drew any attention to me.
With those changes in hand, we move, accept the minutes as read.
Okay, as corrected?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Sykes, is that right?
Yes, sir.
To approve the minutes
That's correct.
of February 12th and February the 15th as presented, no, as corrected, excuse me. All in favor? 5 as corrected. Okay, item number 5, County Treasurer Financial Report, updates on
You gotta do the acknowledgement.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Excuse me. Oversight. Underneath the county clerk's minutes, we've got an acknowledgement, deputation, and oath of office for Heidi Ray, Deputy Young County Clerk. Would you present that to us, please?
Yes, Honey Ray is my new county clerk, county deputy county clerk. She came on around February the 7th, and she's taken over from Alicia Henderson.
With the approval of the court, will acknowledge that deputation and
So
an
moved.
oath of office.
So moved.
Wiley, Rogers. All in favor? Okay. So it is acknowledged. And welcome, give her a welcome to Heidi Ray. Now, Ms. Craig.
January is all balanced. Since they changed the reports over at the appraisal district, I don't only have the total numbers as what they collected, but in the current taxes as to what we budgeted at the end of January, we're at 80%. That's good. And we moved $2 million into the money market out of the treasurer's checking account, just because it's not a good idea to have all that in there. But it's reflected in the February cash position. And we paid the debt service, the $724,425 payment, so we have
241,
yep, you got the current.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see, and we received our first hotel, the hot tax, hotel occupancy tax from the Wildcatter, which was, we received $2,307.31. It was,
And is that's deposited into a special account?
yes, well, we put it in the general, but we didn't make a new line for it, so it'll be separated out so we can see only what comes in there. We were gonna do some projects with it, I
Yeah,
believe, so.
there's special usage for those funds.
Right, so we made a new line in the budget for it. So next year we'll be able to budget, accurately.
That's
That's not bad.
Yeah,
relatively impressive, right?
yes.
And what's
that's
really good
the
about that is the more success that the Wildcatter has, the more
Right.
success this tax.
That's January. You would think once it gets summertime,
Yes,
it'll
we're
be.
probably looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of what, $24,000 maybe at the end of the year to do a project.
Right.
For Bound.
Yep.
Are there some bed and breakfasts out there around?
There is
Russell?
I don't know if we've got anything from
I don't
them.
think they're doing anything.
Typically, January is a very slow month. That's the reason I was encouraged with these numbers with the Wildcatter.
I think they're closed down, Jimmy.
Think you're close?
Yeah,
What's closed down?
those bed breakfasts.
Any bed and breakfast in the county.
Yeah, I think so too, but there may be one other one out there.
What about at the lake on, does it have any cabins on the Young County side?
I don't
Bailey,
PK.
I don't,
I thought Bailey was in Stevens.
is it just over in Stevens?
Yeah, it's not on Young County.
Nothing.
but I did have a call, asking about the pot. And how it applies to bed and breakfasts. I suppose it does outside of municipalities. There was indication that it wasn't from an owner of it, it was from somebody that was gonna stay.
Oh, see if they were gonna add the tax to their bill.
Yeah, they didn't disclose any name or anything like that, but
We may seek legislation on trying to get it.
We're working on getting that other 2%.
Yeah.
Again, just a reminder, this is not costing the property taxpayers of Young County anything.
yes.
This money's going to
It's
Fort Bound now, as we have it designated at the moment.
Thank you,
That's all I
ma'am.
have.
Thank you.
Okay. And all in?
So moved.
That's it, sorry, yes, sir.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pruitt, a second by Commissioner Wiley to accept the, approve the treasurer's financial report as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we got that. That includes the hot report, which is very good. Item number 6 is consider auditor's budget amendments, payers vouchers, vouchers
They
paid.
have vouchers
Blah, blah,
today.
blah.
Have vouchers available. Today's vouchers total is $106,280.81. And out of the general is $77,362.26. And there are no non-butanes in it.
So much on the vouchers.
Okay. Wiley,
Second.
Pruitt. Okay, we've got a motion by Commissioner Wiley, a second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve. There were no amendments
No, sir.
noted, and to approve the vouchers payable as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried 5-0. Okay, we've got a bullet underneath that. Ratify Affordable Care Act reporting and tracking services. That's ours. That's renewal information that allows our health care provider, I guess you would say, to report.
Yes, Ann gets the information to them, I think, right after payroll each time, Ann.
I sent it to them, yes.
And then,
They waive all fees.
yes, there's no fees on it, and then they send out the 1095s to the employees, so we don't have to do that. They have all the information they need at no charge.
I think
So
it'll be
the
a
fee is included in our premium to them.
Yeah. I think that it
Nothing's free.
Yeah,
started that a couple of years ago.
sounds good. ain't it?
Yes.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
I
Oh,
think
we did it, no
after the
charge.
first year we was hacked, I think that first year we.
I did them 2 years, yes.
Did you? And so, but now they do it and they waive the fee on there since we are their customer and it's in their premium, so.
Make note, well, let's get a motion to ratify that.
I move we ratify this. I'll send you call it.
Wiley,
Art,
ACA reporting and tracking services.
Oh, what?
all in favor?
Aye.
5-0.
and I have one more thing I was gonna ask about, the laptop that's been here in the courtroom has been less than working. And,
You've had complaints for
I've had-
our IT service?
I've had complaints, yes. And we were looking at getting a new Dell laptop. I have a bid on it, a quote for $1,029. And Court Technology would be a place we could take. I think Ann said there's $5,000 in there. If we could get a new laptop for in here, I think it's needed.
So much.
Okay, yeah.
Second that.
Baxter.
Laptop for county court.
Money where we got it to.
That was you
Yes.
and you.
That's right.
Get your copy of this. I'll just tell them
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Sykes, to purchase one laptop computer to replace the one malfunctioning in the county court, and to be paid, and that's in the amount of what?
$1,029.
$1,029. Okay, and that's for
And now
$1,020 and to be paid from the Court Technology Fund,
Yeah, district and county court technology.
County Court Technology Fund.
Where's the money come from in this fund?
All in favor?
Aye.
The tickets and filing fees.
I think I've heard a real rumbling about that computer too.
A little bit.
Okay. Cheryl, are you complete there?
I'm through. Unless y'all have any questions?
Item number 7 is acknowledge contract for election services between county and the Young County Elections Administrator's Office for political subdivisions. I maybe should have moved that up closer, sorry.
So as if one election is not enough, I decided we need to go ahead and do contracts for the May elections. They are ordering ballots probably this afternoon, so we thought we'd probably better acknowledge the contracts. Olney ISD, Graham Hospital District, City of Graham, and City of Olney are all holding elections on May 5th. And so I've already signed contracts, but I like for you guys to know that we're doing that, so.
If we have runoffs in this election, will that be added to that?
No, that's a separate
It's a
election
separate
date.
Another expense.
Different expense.
It's a separate election date. The good thing about the cities and schools and the hospital district is they pay for the entire election. So they do all the early voting, they do all the ballots, they do all the everything. But the runoff, the county is responsible for early voting, and then the parties do election day and whatever other expenses are there, so.
Including runoff.
Including runoff, yes, and that's in the contract that we signed with them right after the first of the year, so.
Okay. I'll make a motion to acknowledge this contract on election services between Young County and Election Administrator's Office.
So, you're acknowledged.
You gonna come back every time we have court?
For the next little bit, it sounds like.
That is specifically for the May election.
This is specifically for the May elections, yes.
May 5th.
May 5th.
At the end of the day.
All in favor? Carries by
Thank you.
acknowledged.
Sure, close to see.
That didn't cost us any money, did it?
No.
Wear and tear on one.
Not this time.
If you look at me and I've got big black spots under my eyes, it's because I'm not sleeping. So,
How's the current elections been?
it has been very slow. We had a 24-hour period that we closed down the polls last week. And that didn't help much. We had 55 over the weekend, and so far this morning, we've had less than 20 when I came up this morning.
At 55, that included all of the extended voting hours.
That was the extended voting hours, the 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and the 1 to 6 yesterday. There were 55 total voters.
Wow.
So we've had a lot of mail-in?
We have had about 220, 250 mail-ins that have come back to us, to be counted, but, so that brings our total right up to about 550, 575.
That's
so.
terrible.
It's
We had a
not good.
bad week of weather too.
Yeah, it has been a bad week of weather. I'm really hoping things start picking up in the next day or so. Usually Thursday and Fridays are our best days, and our busiest days, so hopefully we'll get quite a bit those couple of days, but it's the waiting to get there that's excruciating at times, when you go an hour and a half to 3 hours without a
Everybody
voter.
showing up.
Yeah, so, anyway, but we've got good crews, they're doing a good job, and so we haven't had any real complaints. We've had lots of questions about some signs, but they're where I said they could be, and that's all that matters, so.
You have to push those buttons.
You do have to push the buttons hard.
Go.
You have to push them
I
hard.
thought I voted, I'm like, wait.
Yeah, you gotta mash the buttons, and we're trying to remember to tell all the voters that, but, those touch screens, they want you to make sure you're actually touching what you want, and so you gotta mash down on them. So, anyway, but everything seems to be functioning.
Played with that when we first got the machine a little bit and thought it was good. And then in our constitutional amendment elections, I thought they operated very well. And I have voted.
Yes, you have.
And
Like several of them have.
I thought they worked great. I was very satisfied, very pleased with the machine's performance. Everything came up right. It didn't take long. I say it didn't take long.
It's a long
Pretty
ballot.
It is a long
It's
ride.
a long
Once
ballot.
you get through the people, it's, oh.
It's easier than rolling.
It is easier than rolling, and you don't miss as much.
I'm,
You know, we're not missing a whole swath of things because we rolled too fast, so. Shirley worked yesterday and she said, man, these are the greatest, and so, you know, when Shirley's happy, I'm happy.
I thought they performed very well.
They do.
I'd also like to commend you for calling us in to take care of the sidewalks.
Oh, yes.
Because that was a good place for somebody to get hurt.
It was.
So you're paying more attention than just the machines. I
Yes,
appreciate that.
I do want to thank you, and the school district in Olney also came out, even though they were closed, and they took care of the sidewalks at the library. It was dangerous, it was ugly and nasty, and those sidewalks are not always the best. So we were very thankful. The sheriff and I talked about roads for a good long time to try to make sure we were following as many recommendations as we could before we tried to close down the poles, because we didn't want to.
And you and Rick did a good job putting it out on the radio.
Yeah, the radio stations both were
She's
really
even
good.
driving down the road, talking on the
I
phone.
was,
on the radio.
I was Bluetoothing with the radio stations, so, the news media was very good, both locally and in Wichita. They all were really good about helping us get all that out, so. Thank you all for your help. Hope we don't have to do that again, because it wasn't much fun, but.
Not this week.
Well, yeah, not this week, so,
We get a
All right.
little rain.
Thank you, Mayor.
thank you, y'all have a good day.
It's not freezing. Amen. No, it's just gonna get moisture, even if it was freezing. I knew that.
Okay. Item number 8, discuss, consider New Century Veterans Memorial Committee's request for modification of brick sponsorship. Mr. Rita McCallum, Chair of the committee.
Thank you. I'm getting to feel like I'm showing up here a lot too. Well, thank all of you. I came before at the last meeting to just present this information. So basically where we are now is that you all had made and approved a motion back at your April 24 meeting saying that we could put the bricks between the memorials for veterans that were not residents of Young County. And we're asking that you expand that to say that those bricks can be supporters of the veterans or can be veterans' names, so that we'll have civilian names on there as well. And I also noted that you said between the memorials. I think you have the picture of that shows where we go right up between those memorials. And that is where we'll start. It may be where we end, but this would be something that if we can, you can expand that to allow us to have that memorial area. Then the other sidewalks we could run onto and keep that going. And that would support the adding of names indefinitely. And that's what we want to do. The committee has plans that every year we'll ask that the DD 214s be turned in to the district clerk, and like before, you will have a file. And then each year, a person that will be on this committee will come pick up those DD 214s. If there's, depending on the cost of the engraver and depending on the money that stays in the account, we may just, if there's 2 names, call an engraver who will come back and add those names every year. And so that our goal is that each July the 4th, from now out, there will be attention paid to this Veterans Memorial, because there will be more names added to it. And they'll be set up in such a way, right now we're discussing, we go up to the granite company and they'll have great suggestions too. We go up there Wednesday. And we're looking now that we'll have the first ones that are added, whether it's going to be put engraved 2018, and then we're going to have a list of possibly 80, 100 names. And if we get in 20 or so names, you know, the district clerk knows how to get us. And we will consider then going ahead and bringing an engraver into town to add those. And those would be start alphabetically again. So then in 2019 will be entered on that day and alphabetical. Because it's a challenge to keep this living and keep adding names, but not have you looking for a name and going name by name through the whole thing. At least it will be in alphabetical order, because the war on terror is really the focus of this memorial now, and the focus of it may change even in our lifetime, but even after that, as you continue on to the back of the wall, names will be added. We call it the 100-year wall. So I hope that we can have more bricks than just that down the middle. So we're asking that you expand your previous approval that we do the bricks with veterans' names in the sidewalk in the middle.
Is this more a clarification of the definition of between the two?
The second item is in asking that we have more, I noticed that it says as the sidewalk between the memorials. So that would mean we get that one sidewalk filled, do we need to come back and say, okay, can we go this way or that way? So we'd like to have the leeway to continue that around those sidewalks that surround that memorial.
Do you know, have you calculated how many bricks that'll take to fill all the way around to the end?
No, we have not. It takes 100 bricks for a section, and if you look at the picture, you can kind of estimate, when we talk section, that's at 60 by 60.
Where did the bricks stop?
Right now, well, what we'll end up doing originally, we'll probably order 2 sections worth. And we'll start them right between those memorials, so you're looking.
At the flagpole at the Y. How much?
Right in here, yeah, right now, we'll start there. We'll fill this area, and then it would go right in there.
You can carry it all the way to the entrance to the courthouse?
We could, yeah.
Okay.
We don't have the brick orders.
But I mean, that's the intention to,
Yeah, to
for future
carry
plans to be.
carry it where that sidewalk goes into
Okay.
its ending. Then we have the sidewalk that will be in front of the memorial here, the one in front of there, the one that's behind there, and then those up the side.
Is
So,
the,
but focus in here.
Military dog statue, is it gonna be surrounded by concrete, brick pavers?
It's gonna have, it will be sitting right up in here. There's a round, I think it's gonna be a 6-foot concrete base, and then there is a 4-foot, I believe, granite base, and then the war dog will be sitting on that. Hero will be there with his, the plaque.
And didn't you say like the bricks also could be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith just wants to put
That's
something
right.
down there, right?
Basically, when you walk out there and you see those, there will be some that I have my brothers, one was in the Navy and one was in the Army.
But even if they
I
weren't
bought bricks for
military,
each of
they
those. Then I have a brick, Rita Wayne McCallum, and what we're saying on that is we support this veterans
Okay,
memorial.
that's
We
what I
support
said.
you veterans. We
Right.
love our military. That's kind of the message that I see coming from this bricks.
Good.
How much are the bricks?
$75.
And so my father was in the Korean War, but could I put, he is not a resident of Young County, can he?
You
still
can
have
sponsor a
one?
brick. and-
I'm doing 2, I'm gonna do 2, my dad, me and my wife, so.
Do I understand that there'll be blank, there'll be
Right.
names of veteran people, and there'll be blanks in between.
That's right.
They'll be pulled up, when, as the orders come in for
That's
those
right.
others, they'll pull that brick up and replace it.
We've run into an issue with the cost of blank bricks. When we say bricks, we're talking the tiles. I've shown you that tile several times, I think. And to get the blank tile from the company, those tiles could cost us $5 a piece for a blank tile. So we will either go that route, but right now Billy Sullivan is looking for an alternate that would have our spacers, so that you're not walking on a road where there's just so many names, so many things. We want it to be aesthetically pleasing as well. This is a first-class wall out here. There's no doubt about it. This one that's going up is going to be just like it. So this whole area, we want to keep that look. And right now, we're going to have it where there's bricks, a brick, a blank, a brick, and when I say brick, engraved, blank, engraved, blank, engraved. There may be a line of engraves. There may be some that we put in clusters. But, you know, we depend on a lot on our tile layer, as well as if your family has, if you bought 10 bricks, as one person has done for his children, his grandchildren, to acknowledge, and you think about those children coming back when they're adults, knowing that their grandfather put their name down here to say, I support the veterans. I think that's a pretty cool message. So, yeah. So we're having some of that. So that person may want those bricks. You know, we'll keep the families together like that. It may be we go back and a blank brick's taken out to put an engraved one in. So the pattern will be not so staid that you can't do something like that, but it will be one that, you know, before I mentioned, we've talked to several people to make sure first it's safe. We think about the people that would come there, you know, all kind of disabilities. So we want it to be safe. We don't want it to be wavy looking so that anybody has any vertigo feelings. So we've really worked on making sure the pattern would be pleasing for that. rather than just throwing them down. So it'd be nice, one day have all the area down there with bricks of people supporting the veterans, and then the veterans up on the wall, the hero, the war dog's gonna be guarding the whole thing, and I could see us having a Veterans Memorial Plaza or Center or something that we could refer to it. We have 4 more benches they're gonna be put out at this one, and they will be just like the ones that are there now. They're the granite that matches the wall. So, they're expensive, but so is the granite.
You gonna light that up like they're doing those other ones?
The lighting is gonna be a bit different. There have been problems with this lighting ever since. Depending on the funds, whether any changes are made on this side right now. Louis Pitcock III is in charge of the construction part of it. He's our point guy for that. And Louis said right now he's looking at lighting perhaps in the trees. They're already set up for it. And that gives a better lighting on it than the shadows that come from shining up. So that's right now what we're looking at for that. We did get, I do want to say, Judge Bullock had mentioned, and I briefly alluded to a grant that was given to us. We got word that next day after your meeting, I think it was, that we did get that grant. It's a $25,000 challenge grant, a matching grant. We are $40,000 from our goal, and the LF and Carla Perry Foundation out of Olney presented this $25,000 matching grant. We are delighted. So we're still out there. We're still out there with our bag carrying, selling, and I'll make sure you get a brick order for them.
Very good. I'll move that we approve the modifications as described by Freedom McCallum, New Century Veterans Memorial Committee.
I'll second that.
Thank you for your time and work.
Well, thank you all for all the support you've given us. Thank you for the brick sponsorships and plaque sponsorships some of you have done.
I'll move that we approve that modification. Commissioner Sykes, second. All in favor? Aye. That committee's been doing a lot of work on that, taking that a lot of time, making a lot of effort. Okay, item number 9, we finally got the contract back from Baylor County for inmate housing. They had a little, their county attorney made a little modification in one of the items on it, which I ran that by Chris, and he said there really wasn't any change, he was just adding more words.
Lawyer.
So.
If you have to read something, change it something.
It's the basic contract that we have also with Throckmorton County and Haskell County and. Yeah.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Have we heard anything out of Wichita County?
Excuse me?
Have we heard anything out of Wichita County?
Have not heard anything out of Wichita County.
You may have to call Woody and jack him up a little bit.
Yeah, I've contacted him 2 or 3 times, but it's been some time since I've recontacted him. I'll make sure I get that done. Got a motion about it. Pruitt? Second. Sykes. Ratify the contract, interlocal cooperations agreement contract for inmate housing services between Baylor County and Young County. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried 5-0.
I mean, we have,
Right now from Baylor? Not for sure.
I don't think there's any, I did a
I think,
billing
yeah.
for January, but I think
I
when
don't
I
think we have
did,
any right now.
they had moved them all, so. And we've been having them since, like, February at least, and they've been paying.
Contract's at a price of $45.
Yeah, 45 to 30.
Okay, item number 10, discuss, consider proposal for audit of sheriff's office evidence. I'll turn that over to Travis and let him explain that.
A couple weeks ago, we had a outside guy come in and looked over our evidence, rooms, to see what it would cost to do an audit. He said it'd take about 2 to 3 weeks to go over everything. He gave us a list of different options.
There's 4 different options in there.
4 different options. And the one that I would like to see us do would be the 4th one.
That's the whole big deal.
Yeah,
Everything.
there hasn't been,
Now, when's the last time one was done?
I was gonna say, there has not been one since they have been out at the new, yeah, and before I had gone in, but, you know, you really don't need just anybody going in there with the evidence. It's, you know, and what I know, one gun from another, probably not. So someone that knows what they're looking at.
How many items you think's in there?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, it says 2,000.
I don't know how many items in there. There's,
It's from Mission Control Consulting Group, John M. Vasquez.
yes, sir.
Who are they?
Who are they? Just a firm that's all they do is go around and do audits. This guy, like, I think 20 or 30 years in law enforcement.
How'd you find him?
He had done the one in Alney, he had done the one in Graham PD. That's how I located him.
Where are they out of?
He's out of Wichita Falls.
But if they could come in and do a really good one, then maybe we could just have them come in every other year or something.
Well, and like he said, you could do it either, you know, either, most of the time people do it either every 3 or 5 years after he comes in and does the initial one.
So it's $10,000.
Yes, sir.
What
Something
they're
we
doing.
need to start budgeting over 3 to 5 years.
Yes, right.
Okay, we don't have any kind of special fund or
I was
anything.
going to say, do we have
No,
have a pot to get this out of?
Well,
I
can we do
looked.
contingency?
We have 73,000, I think, left in contingency. Right now, we haven't really used a whole lot of
What is she
it.
for, everything?
And I would, that's the only place I can think of, because he certainly doesn't have that kind of money in his budget extra.
Proper accounting.
We don't need, we can't. We find some kind of special fund.
No, there's not really anything.
If they have that forfeiture, but they only have $385 in there.
That's not gonna get us very
I think it'd be good money spent though.
I honestly think it would be fantastic.
Right, yeah, there's still.
Well, you know, would that be considered records management? Because it is
I don't know, I don't think that's,
managing their
that's
records
stretching
at
it a little
the
bit.
courthouse.
I guess it is a form of records management, but it doesn't, I don't think there's anything in the statutes that.
I think.
Would define evidence as county
We just need a
Courtroom.
special line next
document?
budget season.
I would not,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
Well, I mean, really, we really do.
We
Just
can't,
assign a
yeah, and
special
then,
line
like I
to it.
say, if we can get this big one done this year, and then, like I say, 2, 3 years, let's do, you
He
could
said
probably
3 to
come back
5,
to
so
us.
I'd say
When we
like
have
3
county
years.
clerk's records management, we have county records
So
management.
not sheriff's office record.
No, but if the statute says anything to do with managing the county's records, and it's
Is evidence
$62,000
not
in there.
county records?
I would think it could
I
fall
would
under
say
that
no.
category.
How come?
Are not records like, I don't think those
Not like,
Yeah,
statutes.
A lot of this, a lot of it's not public.
You keep inventory of them, don't you?
We do.
you do.
Those are documents.
His documents are.
No, I mean, you gotta document the stuff to it, I can understand that.
Once you submit it in the court as evidence, is it a document?
Yes,
And we can
I mean,
research
everything
it.
would be documented then.
Subject to being a document.
I understand.
Do we know this?
Let me go get
Is
the,
in the ballpark with everybody else? Is this the only person that does this?
No, we can,
Once a case is created and whatnot by the prosecutor and whatnot, is that evidence still stored out there in that?
and that's something else that I learned.
Does it always
We're holding
stay
it
out
for
there?
evidence that goes to trial.
Well, it's supposed, until the
Destruction.
disposition is already, you know,
Or disposal.
once they have served their time, then we can get a ruling from the DA or the county attorney and get rid of it. Now, we've also, I found out from this guy too, that all the evidence that we've been storing for years on murder cases, we can store at DPS for free. And we don't have to worry about it, which would be
Outsource that.
forever and ever.
That's how they open up showcase files.
So they did do the only PD and the,
Do you have some, I guess you go through the appeals process, have them keep that evidence
Which one?
on, well, on whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Felonies or misdemeanors or
the only,
anything.
the only thing we have to go through is just go through the prosecutors, they'll go through and look at whatever they have, and if the case has already been disposed of, and they've done their time, they'll say yes or no, whether we can get rid of it, just destruction. We have a lot of stuff that probably will be.
I'll make you more room in there. won't I?
Right.
That'd be disclosed in this audit, what can and can't be
Right.
eliminated, or destroyed, or given back to the owner, or whatever.
Right.
But I know
There's some, you know, there's some of it that
Records
probably might be given back to the.
Needs it awfully bad too.
That's
there.
This is the
We don't
records
access it,
management
what's gonna happen to
preservation
it?
fund, the one we have 60-some of.
I send out these positions to only into GPD. I don't do it to them because they can access it already. So, but I send monthly out to all the GPD.
Forgiveness or permission?
Okay, let's do that. Before we write him a check, we'll research this pretty hard and see if there might be a avenue in a place that not necessarily under our regular budget, but like on the Commissioner's Court authority.
It would be nice if that was to take place because the people that did the crime would be
Yeah,
paying for their own
Their
stuff.
$5 fee.
You know what I'm saying, be paid for their own little deal.
All those things
Why not?
that we
Very
You
good.
know?
have specific uses for, we should start to try to utilize our funding for those. I don't know, I have a point here.
Many of these statutes have a very narrow and changing definition of term in them also. You know,
I'll
you
make
can
a
have
motion. I'll
a
make
tape recording.
We do that on the number 4 option. And we will take and utilize whichever direction we need to do as far as the funds go.
Through like contingency or this records
Either
management.
way it goes.
Right.
That's
because
what
they
we
require
research.
30% down, it looks like.
And then during budget time, we will assign a line especially for.
Sure, yeah, I can create that anytime, so.
But we can take the money out of contingency right now
Mhm.
for the 30% down. And the rest of it we'll take care of as
So
we do our research.
Why
could you
don't we
create
just-
the line now and then put the
Why would you
$10,000
take
in
the
there?
30%
Then we'll
down?
see.
Yeah, why would you want to take 30% out of
No,
contingency?
that's declaring an emergency, and I don't
Well,
think there's
if
anything to declare.
we can do the research and say it's okay to do that, we'll do that.
Yeah,
She
it's
said
not
she
like
could do
it's
it
been on
anytime.
this.
When do you want to do
You
this,
know,
Sheriff?
you can't add anything, you can't add a
Yesterday?
new item in the budget without
Yeah.
declaring emergency.
I mean, we can wait till next quarter.
Can we wait 2 weeks?
Yep. No problem.
Hey, during that 2 weeks, do you think you could just check with other people just to see?
Sure.
Maybe if we.
I can
Is
do
that what you're
that.
asking, is that what you're asking for, Commissioner Rogers? Just see if there's another source available for this?
Yeah, it'd be in the ballpark. But
Well,
it's kind of been recommended from all in all.
Recommendation's kind of
Round.
round.
It's not gonna be, I mean, it won't be funded until some kind of agreement or contract, something's reached, and an invoice is received, so I don't.
I'm sure they have a contract or something.
Well, let's table it until we clarify where the
Will it
money
be
is.
prior to or after it'll be after the service, we can't pay something until we get the service.
Do you think,
Well-
Duke uses them? David?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd
we
check with
can.
him if he,
Even though we have an invoice,
Maybe
if
they-
the service
no,
is
Wichita.
performed, we're not supposed to be running the language.
I don't think that's why he has
30%.
30% down prior to. and the
Remain
rest,
steady.
other than week after he gets
Getting
to
them on.
completion, the rest of it done, the other 70%.
That's what it says, their term 7.
Mhm.
And, yeah.
That in there? I don't know, I'd talk
Okay,
to
well-
him a little bit, Travis, if I was you, know.
No paying it in there?
Talk to who? This
We're not
guy?
supposed to pay in,
Well, that's what the treasurer said, not paying it in there.
Well, I know we did one time, we sure got messed up on it, but we won't do a big amount
you
again.
know,
like that.
we'll pay him 30% when he does 30% of the service.
There you go.
Yeah, isn't that a statute? We can't pay.
I think that's
Yeah.
a statute, I'm pretty
It
sure it
is.
is.
I can have him, he said he'd be more than welcome.
Why don't you come
in
make a
here and talk to you.
presentation next meeting?
He said he'd be more than welcome to come in here and talk to you.
That'd be great.
He'd come in here and let you know,
Answer our
answer
questions.
your questions.
I would though, I checked with Wichita County and Wichita PD and find out, if
See who
they
they-
use this guy, then
The only reason I didn't go check around is because I already checked around with Graham Police Department.
Wichita PD and the
And
police department's gonna be under municipal law, and that may be a little different.
Different.
County
Yeah.
law.
I said the county.
City did.
Well,
I mean,
not
the
if it's not,
PD.
it doesn't, I mean, they're gonna go,
Yeah.
they're gonna fall under the same guidelines
Yeah.
as anybody in law.
Then why don't we ask him for come and do a presentation for us while we investigate where we can get the money?
Law enforcement's not the issue.
Well, I thought that's what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what you
just
said. The city
it was
and county.
different, the city.
No, the
this was
city is
different
different
than
than the county.
You're talking about
I'm
the,
talking about
What they pay?
yeah,
the
okay,
pay.
I see what you're saying.
What they pay?
Statutes may be
Right.
different.
Paying in
Municipal
advance.
law, or here, they may allow it.
So what do y'all want me to do?
I'd like to table this until he comes and does a presentation in our next meeting and while we explore where we're gonna obtain the funds.
Okay.
That
I'll
sound
make
good?
that happen.
We got one motion on the table, we don't have a second for it yet.
But I'll take my motion back then.
Okay,
Thank y'all.
okay.
I have no idea.
Then let's table it.
We don't have one just yet.
Is that it?
You're making a
Yes, sir,
motion.
making a motion.
Table the
To
issue.
table the issue until we have a presentation at our next meeting from this gentleman and we explore where to get the funds.
On the fifth,
12. That's the second Monday.
12? Yeah,
Well,
12.
yeah, I will not be here, by the way.
But Travis,
I'll be.
good catch. You did good, Sheriff. Do what? He doesn't.
I'll be
Got a
ready.
motion, Got a second.
He said he'd be.
How many of them will be on the west coast?
On the 12th is when he goes.
Travis,
Motion for Sykes, second for Pruitt.
smile.
To table, proposal for the audit of the sheriff's department pursuant to a presentation. We're gonna ask you to do it on the 12th of March.
You won't be here, huh?
That'll be our first meeting in March.
Hey, stay for this one, Travis.
Yeah, you may want to hear this one.
Stay for this next one.
Okay, I got a meeting at 11, that's why.
Okay,
I
we'll
wasn't
get you out
walking
of
out
here.
just to be rude, I
Hey, hang on one second.
Fine.
Need to vote on this one, do that.
You won't be
It's
here.
about mass gatherings.
I will be.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Discuss, consider item number 11 is discuss, consider mass gathering application deposit fees. Got a little issue, I guess you would say, out here at the racetrack where there's the presence of a lot of people at different times.
Yes, sir.
I don't know
Not sure.
it will be because of the statute that sets out horse racing and dog racing. It would require a permit if there's a gathering of more than 100 persons. They're having one of these events maybe close to once a month. I haven't attended one of them, I don't know exactly, but I understand there's been a few complaints, road complaints on one previous one.
More, yeah. More than one.
Don't know how many people were there, but it's estimated maybe 1,000 vehicles. Sheriff, would you like to address that a little bit and give us a little briefing on that?
can, a little bit, not a whole lot, but, for different reasons, but we, are aware of what's going on. And there have been probably over 1,000 people at the last two And we already have sent an application to the owner that he had to fill out get a permit for a mass gathering. So he is already aware of the situation of what he has to do by law, and we're going from there.
Now, I know he's aware of it, he's been in the office
Yeah.
at least twice in this regard, and I've given him all the information, statute. You have in your packet the statute that's applicable here, and the procedure by which somebody applies for a mass gathering permit.
Right.
They actually apply for the permit, and then there's notifications that has to be sent, and investigations that has to be done. Can't be done any sooner than 45 days before the event. We have on our website, we have a mass gathering application permit. It's one that, I don't know, I think we adopted a number of years ago. I don't remember what year it was, but it
Was a concert or something?
is Wise County's
Yeah.
mass gathering permits, whose it is. There's a little bit of information in it that needs to be modified that I hadn't picked up until I reviewed it.
Was it about 2 years?
Are they not required to have security at a certain amount of so many people at a gathering?
God, I'm telling you, there's a lot, I can't talk
What the
about this.
requirements are.
In fact,
I don't know why.
there is.
I can't talk.
It's yours. We don't need you to.
The application comes to the county judge. The county judge is required to notify the health authority. He's subject to do an investigation on that for health reasons. We have to send it to the fire marshal if we have one, and if we don't have a fire marshal, then this court designates somebody to act in that regard. And then I send it also to the sheriff, notify the sheriff. And there's investigations that they have to perform, and reports that they have to bring back to the county judge's office. Then the county judge has to schedule a hearing and advertise that hearing, and the public is
So it
invited
goes to
the
the county
hearing.
court.
Yeah, so anybody can come in favor of the event, or anybody can come in opposition to the event. The health authority, the designee of the commissioner's court, or the fire marshal, whichever it may be, and the sheriff is requested to be, obviously it'd be the sheriff or his designee, to be at that hearing. And we essentially hear arguments for and against.
So it's actually a courtroom setting rather than just a public hearing like it would be for a tax rate.
Yes.
So you'd be presiding over
It'll
that.
be a judicial procedure. Very good.
How was the reception of him? How was he when you told him what he had to do?
Excuse me?
How was his reaction when you told him what he had to do?
Well, he's disappointed. But I don't know.
You need to go.
I'm
Okay, you listening?
They've come in, he's come into this office, he and his son both. And they've done a lot of work down there, and they've made it a pretty nice setting and cleaned it all up. And they've got that track looking good. I haven't been down on.
I'm getting pretty deep in my budget on Russell Ranch Road though.
How can you do gambling out there and stuff without?
Once again,
What's
Yeah.
he?
And the residents on Russell Ranch Road.
I'm saying we go ahead and pass this or look into doing this application fee and deposit.
Well,
Going from there.
there's some things in there that need to be changed, and I mean, that's by Commissioner's Court authority that we change those. The fee, in this particular application, the fee, minimum fee of $250 for a various inspection shall be due upon preliminary approval, so that says about $250 that you can require for each inspection that's gonna have to be done, that being at least 3, so we're looking at, we could charge 750 according to this. I need to go through there and readjust this because it's something that we adopted and just changed from Wise County to Young County.
Probably about 10 years ago.
And it's still got Wise County's number on it here.
Know exactly why Wise County did that.
Offenses are punishable by fine of no more than $1,000 in some circumstances, and in other circumstances, it's a Class C misdemeanor, which would be $500 fine, no more than. It's got a little teeth in it, but the application has to be, the permit has to be applied for, the inspections have to be made, the public hearing has to be held, and then the permit has to be approved through.
When we do this, this gives you some teeth too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You say what?
I said, that whatever, if we do this, and this gives him a little bit of teeth too. Teeth.
Well,
Bite.
you got that in his report that he brings.
No, we're talking about the sheriff having some authority over this thing,
Yeah.
if we pass that, what Matt is saying.
Right.
Put some teeth into it.
Change it.
Right.
I think what we need to do is have you change that specifically for our situation and then bring it back to us and let's look at it.
Well, I'm talking about, yeah, the sheriff has some authority absolutely in the report that he has to be made. If this procedure changes, it'll have to be changed legislatively. Because it's written in the law.
We can't change it.
No, not change the law.
We can't
They're
change.
gonna change the word Wise County to Young County, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
How is that hard?
Change what we can change, make it specific to us.
As of
Yes.
right now, there's
That's
only
in
1,000
the
people out there.
application process.
As of right now, there's just 1,000 people out there.
My reports were 1,000 to 1,600 cars. And how many people can you get in each car? And that's the coming and going of those cars as well as just showing up, staying stationary for a while and moving back out, pulling horse trailers. The residents out there have trouble getting in their driveways.
And this permit doesn't calculate cars, it's expected people.
Right.
It's for the operator.
Well,
At least go 2 people per car.
if there's 1,000 cars, you can do a minimum of 2,000 people. But in lieu of what we're looking at, it could be as much as,
Well, there's reports, there's people, there are folks that's coming in here from even Mexico, Kansas, Colorado,
That is.
Oklahoma.
I've heard of a lot of
States.
So this is actually a horse race.
This is hearsay.
Yes, but it's not
documented.
I'm not 100% sure, need to go and get visit with the Texas Racing Commission, Race Order Commission, to get a little bit more information about this. I don't think that this is a sanctioned track, so I think it would have to be sanctioned, registered as we needed to be under the Texas Racing Commission. Don't know that, but in 751.021.0021A, it says this chapter applies to a horse or greyhound race that attracts or is expected to attract at least 100 persons. And then it's got an exception to it that says the chapter does not apply if the race is held at a location at which pari-mutuel wagering is authorized under the Texas Racing Act. So I know there's not any pari-mutual betting out here, but
they're betting, but it ain't very mutual.
there's no gambling out there. It might be a little betting going on. I don't know how that applies.
Define the difference in betting and gambling.
Gambling is by statute.
Gambling's something to do in Las Vegas, across the border. You know, there are some tracks in Texas, there's one at Bandera,
Lone Star Park in Garland, you know, that's.
Well, Lone Star,
Parimutuel.
Parimutuel Park.
Yeah.
You're talking about registered
Oh,
travel.
I got it.
And there's another one or two,
Yeah.
maybe one in Houston.
You know, they do the match horse races in
Yeah, I know.
Abilene, and I don't know what they have to do for that, but it's
But there's,
Abilene?
you know, there's some concerns
one
about
time a
this.
year at the Western Heritage, they have
Circumstance.
match.
I
You
can
can't bet,
remember.
they announce you cannot be betting.
I can remember when there was a lot of horse races down there, back in the
Back in the
day.
day?
Yeah. And it was a pretty popular place, and
Couple attorneys.
it drew some
You
pretty
know, if they were coming to it from
unpopular activities, but,
multiple directions,
yeah,
instead of the way it is, it's in one way and out one way.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Not a through road.
It's not a real good road either.
Well, it didn't start out a good road. I inherited that.
Go out there and
Down on, the
double
going
lane,
down there on the
put base
property.
on the plane. Those residents.
I would like to ask the Commissioners Court if I could withdraw $500,000 out of the road and bridge to pay
I
road.
don't think that'd do it.
You wouldn't either. I think you're right.
Go about 2 million. Maybe it is.
Why don't we just table this deal then and go ahead and
Let you
change it?
Okay,
make those changes you can
that's
make.
good. But, yeah, just,
Do we need a motion for that?
no, just table it, let's table it for our next meeting.
You need
What,
to get your
give me a,
I'll give you a motion to
drone out
table
there,
it.
take
Well,
some
give me a-
pictures on race days.
figure of what you think could be proper, proper minimum fee.
This for the
Yeah, we
permit?
need pictures.
Well, just for the application, basically.
That'd be great.
Okay, now this don't only affect this, it affects anything we
Racing
do.
Commission.
This
Oh, it's
includes-
not singling this one out.
This includes over at Fort Belknap, which we've had before.
Well, anything that, makes a get mass
That's
gathering.
over 100 people.
No,
No.
no, it's
It's over.
2,500
Yeah, it's
persons,
20.
it just singles out horse racing and dog racing.
Okay.
For 100 people.
For the 100.
Right.
And that's on
I thought,
non-parimutuel tracks.
I thought it said something about 1,000, something over 1,000, or just any regular.
It says a gathering that attracts or is expected to attract more than 2,500
Oh,
persons.
yeah, there it is, 20.
Or more than 500 persons if 51% of them is expected to be less than 21 years old.
So you want the dollar amount for the inspections that need to be done?
Number 3, a gathering where participants will remain for more than 5 consecutive hours or for any amount of time beginning at 10 p.m. and ending at 4 a.m. So,
Well, this is showing, what, $100 for this one?
you know, it's
That
calls
is
for,
just for the application.
Yeah, this is the application fee.
But then
We do a road crossing for 500, I think we need to definitely help. That, do you agree?
this is
Well,
why
that's
I
if
was
you
kind
have
of
a
wording that.
consequence.
Says
Yeah.
there is
They'd
a
have to come up
$100
with
fee
that.
non-refundable due at the time of filing this application.
And then $250 for
We
various
can make a
inspections.
hardship.
A minimum fee of $250 for health, fire, and related inspections.
That's 750.
That per each?
That's
Preliminary.
They were at 850.
I don't know what the preliminary approval is.
Keith?
Exactly, I think we're.
You do 3
Is
at
that what he wants
250.
to do?
It's for 3 or 4 different inspections
Yeah,
by different departments.
it's 250 per department. So that's 750 right
You're not
there.
gonna do anything in another county.
Then you throw another 100 on it, that's 850.
$100 in this particular, application is, just for the filing of the permit.
Is that permanent and annual permit, or is it?
Well, it states in statutes that it looks like it's for each individual.
Very good.
I'm not sure, I'll have to ask somebody that's a little bit more knowledgeable about this than I am. I can see where it's a scheduled once a month thing, or once a quarter thing, or something where maybe you wouldn't have to apply but one time a year. But if you had those all scheduled dates there. But I didn't read that particularly that way. I kind of interpreted it as being for each event. Then, I think we've only done one of these one time, and I think that was the reason for,
So this is not unprecedented.
no.
When we did this, we had an event at Fort Belknap, wasn't it?
Well, I know we didn't do it for them that I recall. We did one out here at Bunga for, one of those fireworks events one time. That got, for some reason, got canceled.
Oh, I remember, yeah. Burgess was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought we did something, of course, Fort Belknap's rigs has a different deal on there. There's so many,
It's a county facility too, do we?
well, it says on there, if you have loud music and other things out there and lots of people, I think there's another deal, because we used to have the Fourth of July deal out there.
Well, they had the fourth thing out there at the Wildcatter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time that we haven't anywhere near approaching that kind of crowd before Belknap has been one of those fourth celebrations, which has been a number, that was before this thing, before we had this thing, before we knew we had to have one. I think that we've issued one of these, and it was back when they, for some reason or another, they canceled the, exhibition at, Possum Hollow, I believe where it was.
Yeah.
And brought it back up here to just south of Bunker.
That's what it was, that
What is
music,
it, Mountain
that
State?
concert.
Yeah.
You,
Mountain
It was there when John played with it.
Yeah.
John Burgess.
Oh,
I think that's why he mowed all that off.
I think that's gone.
Oh, yeah, out there before you get to the couple.
Yeah.
This is the matter of time.
Yeah, they did have it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm probably not
I'd be scared if I lived out there.
Why don't you,
opposed to the $100 non-refundable fee for the filing of the application, but we may want to require more than $250 for the 2 or 3 inspections that we're going to make.
in your research, won't you check with Wise County and see what they are now?
Yeah.
And check with a few other counties and see what kind of get us a ballpark figure about what everybody charges. That way, yeah, Wichita and around, and that way maybe we come to,
Right.
come to something close. We don't want to be so far out from our counties around us that nobody wants to come in and do anything, but.
No,
Is
Wichita
that like
County
for
has a lot of big
rodeos or
events.
anything? I mean, that's good.
If it's, yeah. Those kind of event permits, though, for those people in metropolitan areas are just
Oh,
routine.
Normal.
yeah.
Okay. We'll work on this,
You need to hurry with this.
work on the application
Shouldn't take long.
for the permit.
I second.
Sell this thing.
And fees schedule. That back.
Do we still have a health inspector?
Yes.
We've got a health authority.
Purdy. Purdy is now. I know it used to be Dr. Brown, didn't it? But he
Yeah,
turned it back.
He turned it back.
Okay, table, BLE, 2, 3, 12, 18.
Do we have
Consent report. Okay.
do we have somebody acting as a county fire marshal?
So we have a county fire marshal? Isn't Wayne Peters county fire marshal?
I don't know.
No,
You don't-
no, we don't have a county fire marshal.
It'd have to be somebody with some credentials, so that if something was to be challenged, that they'd be able to back that up.
You know, maybe we should talk to Tommy about it, Martin.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't think there's a credential requirement for a county fire marshal here under us.
I think it'd help if he was law enforcement like Tommy.
But he needs to know about fire. So,
I think Tommy's pretty wise about it.
Could be that, it could be.
start them.
He can start.
Women.
Build one in a pit.
Could be one of the fire.
And he can burn down his own little garage.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Welded around hay.
what would be good is to have somebody, like from the city fire department, that
It would
knows,
be a city fire department.
that knows it.
Well, I think it'd be anybody that that the court wanted to.
Greg Speck could probably work out good.
Yeah. He'd be a good one.
He would, wouldn't he?
He would definitely be.
Yeah.
He came through the other day and did the inspection.
Yeah.
I guess we came out all right, didn't we?
Well, the hearing's gotta be 10 days before the event, so, and the inspections are due, I believe, 5 days prior to the hearing, I think.
See, there's a rule on how many outhouses you gotta have per number of people.
For help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we may be in our health authority, kind of, that's a non-paid volunteer kind of position, asking, would you please, and they, sure. So they did.
Let me say one more comment. Excellent.
Okay. Y'all be thinking about who maybe you want to designate us for not necessarily a fire marshal, but a appointee instead.
I'll talk to Greg, see if he wants to, if he's interested.
I wonder
Okay.
if we charge so much to have them done, the inspections done and they don't get paid. What if we could do it like we do the sewage disposal, take a little bit of that.
We're gonna
and
have
pay
to.
them so
Yeah.
much to
Yeah.
go do the
You're
inspection.
gonna have
Because I
to
don't
give
think
them,
he's gonna do it for
you're
free.
gonna have to give them a percentage of that.
Right.
to-
I'm with you with the way we do our sewer and stuff. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, discuss and consider interlocal agreement transferring surplus property from Young County to the city of Graham for an $18,000 consideration. That's Commissioner Sykes, I
I'd
think.
like the court to give me permission through this interlocal agreement to sell a roller to the city of Graham for $18,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, I think that interlocal, reviewed that interlocal.
Yes, sir.
Sue?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Sykes. On the motion, Pruitt on the second,
Yes, sir.
to adopt interlocal. Agreement with the city of Graham. Transfer of property. Transfer of surplus property.
For consideration of $18,000.
For consideration, fee consideration. $18,000. And we have that, I think, described in the, pretty distinctly described in the interlocal. So, all in favor? Okay.
Were you able to get your other one now?
We went Thursday and got that.
Was it bad? The weather bad?
And I'll submit this-
We're home.
I'll submit
Okay,
this
that's what I
to the
wondered.
city.
They're not happy, but we got it home.
I'll submit this to the city for their
Okay. Think they've got their check ready to
They'll
go?
probably have to run it through their council, I'm not sure about that, but they may not.
Yeah, we went Thursday, they were back by 7:30 or so. A little slow getting there, a lot better coming back.
Yeah. Pretty heavy weighted down coming back.
Had a lot of weight coming back, yeah. And you guys need a rubber tire roller, we have a new 30-ton 2010 model Dynapack that you certainly are welcome to use.
Item number 13, consider burn restrictions. Been rescinded effective 12 p.m. on February 21st, 2018.
Both trains again tomorrow and Wednesday.
I think we're good until next meeting.
I say no action.
No action?
No action.
Motion to adjourn. Please.
Pruitt?
I know Stacy's right behind me. Come on, Stacy.
You're not going to? That's obstinate. I'll second that, sir.
Be in control.
I know you gotta go to the bathroom.
Like I do, because you're blowing.
The vouchers.